What is going on? Those particles, they're not working too well with the fog in the background. And you can see it. It's real subtle, but the fog in the background is getting screwed up by the particles in front of it. Looks like the lighting of stuff behind the particles gets changed or something like that. Okay, one other thing that we should add is we want to add the ability so that when you... Actually, what I should do is I should change that effects library call to be a copied effect. So yeah, we need is me in here. So I'll just hook up the rest of these effects. Fucking tedious. And these aren't even aim charge, these are aim blink. All the cheers for tedious work, that's right. Shuts off stream. Yeah, I can do it. I can stop work. Yeah, the so we need the player slide is what we're using. This is the charge effect. Um, so this will be aim shot charge beam, and then we need to take the slide and copy it. I'm gonna take my ball and go home. All right. There's a lot of effects that go into this thing. It's a pretty complicated ability. Aim shot channel? Oh, man. Okay, so the next thing I need to set is if we have the beam, that's fine. We've got the blink start and end, which have our cells on it. Shot channel. Yeah, okay, so we separated most everything out. So it's the effect that we play when we start it. So we have our aim shot hit. Yeah, so it's aim shot hit that we need to so we need aim shot hit and aim shot hit other. Aim shot hit, yeah. The difference being these will need to play different sound effects and all sorts of stuff if they're you or not you or whatever. So, alright, I think that gets it all set up. Placeholder effects, yes, but functional. So let's make sure it functions still. None of this shit's gonna work over the network right now. At least not well. It's gonna be all sorts of fucked up. But we can deal with that. Alright, the next thing is to go into the ball. Ball frozen is there, frozen effect is there. We want to go to freeze and set as frozen. We're setting our actor location to the new location. Teleport. And I think it should also set our velocity to 0, right? That should be a thing. So that we don't tick a frame. Okay, and if we're in our player logic object and we are doing things, we want to call this perform, aim shot sort of stuff. And what we'd like to do is get the right axis. Should it be the left axis? Yeah. Get axis value. Let's take a look what our other things like pound, should ground pound. So get axis value, ground pound direction. Yeah, let's do that. Actually, let's go to our directional movement. Left stick x-axis. Left stick. Yeah, okay, so we're just gonna do this sort of thing. I guess let's make a local variable, which will be hit direction. So the y-axis is the up and down, so it's going to be z. And this is going to be the y. Alright, so basically what's going to happen is we're going to check all this stuff. See if it works. So what I should be able to do is hold the left stick in any direction and the ball will go in that direction. Like straight up. And let's have a minimum for this. So this will be aim shot, min-dir threshold. And I think it'll just be like a 0.2, 0.3 maybe. Yeah, let's do 0.3. We'll see how that feels. Alright, so let's go a step farther than this. Let's set this to 0.1. And then why don't we get the magnitude of this thing. So basically, we will normalize this, but we want to take the magnitude. I mean, this is already normalized. So if we just don't do a normalize on this vector, it won't do anything. What we need to do is set the aim shoot force to the magnitude of that vector. So let's do shoot force. And what this would allow you to do is basically you'd be able to use the left stick to not only control the direction of this, but it would also allow you to control the force. So if you wanted to do like a small shot, not a big one, you could do that. Just want like a little angle on it. And of course, a massively gold-plated version of this would. So before the normalize, we want to get massively gold-plated version of this would have a little arrow indicator, which would show you the length of the vector and maybe even project project the path that the ball is going to go on. You know, you'd basically see like in Gears of War, when you toss a grenade and it shows you the projectile of where the grenade's going to go. This could actually do something like that. Kind of takes some of the skill out of it if it's just waggle the stick until it turns green. But could work. So let's see how this works. All right, so I'm doing a little bit up. So a little bit over and to the right. Didn't work. Oh, it needs to be multiplied by the thing. Like that. YouTube, what is it's for after all? Yeah, that's true. Making a reticle that actually works might be a bit of a challenge, though. Well, it works. You can use it. I think I need to make it exponential. I need to multiply it by itself here. Because what's going on is it's a little too sensitive, so if I put an exponential curve on this, it'll reduce the value, so it'll be a logarithmic exponential scale instead of linear, and that should make it a lot easier to get the fine tuning. Yeah, that's much better. I like the idea also that you could make a kind of a jumping puzzle for this. Like if you had air jumps and this move, you could make a level where if you ever hit the ground, you lose. Sort of so. Not holding anything. So let's see. So I think I'm trying to think. If the ability to tether is based off of a certain amount of time that the ball is in range, or could it be based off of how long? Because I like the idea. It depends. Like if you're standing here and you like hold down the button and your guy is just charging forever, then you could just like sit here, wait. A ball comes within range, and 2 seconds later you get it. Let's see what this is. How does it feel at 1 second? It's not 1 second, it's 2 seconds. It's half a second for the charge and then 2 seconds for the execution. I don't know how it feels. It feels okay. Really, I think effects and animation are what's going to sell it. Right now, it just feels like you're just waiting there. Playing against bots, 2 seconds is plenty of time for the bots to like run over and punch me in the face. So might be, you know. I think maybe the tether could be faster. But it definitely does feel pretty good, like being able to control that, latch on, do like an actual controlled hit. Or a slingshot jump. Yeah. How does it feel if you reduce it to 1 second? I think 1 second's probably too fast. I think with the aiming in there, I think 2 seconds feels better. because it gives me more time to actually line up what I want to do. So I'm gonna leave it at 2. Makes you more vulnerable, but if you do actually want to do aiming, it takes like a little bit to actually do the aiming. Might even want to make this an exponential, I mean a cubic smooth on here. Doing this on mouse, keyboard and mouse. Fuck. I don't even want to. I'm not even sure what I'd use. I mean, basically, you'd activate the ability, and you'd have to use the mouse. Like, you just fucking would have to use the mouse, or you'd have to use like the movement keys, and the movement keys would be a total piece of shit to use. But like, I don't use the mouse for any keyboard controls. I would just use the I mean, I can do it now, but I need to activate the ability. Basically, I wouldn't be able to get the magnitude on it. So it just goes into fucking orbit like that. We'd have to do something a little bit different, like you'd have to maybe hold down the dash button to give you a magnitude or something like that. It'd be like you can do the direction and I don't know. But you never got up here, Adam. Or maybe you did. You got punched up there once? I see. I don't know. I'm not too worried about some of that. Like, if we have to have a whole fucking reticle aiming system, that's just asking for goddamn trouble. I mean, what we'd have to do would be, we'd have to do something else. It would have to use the keys, and the direction would have to be based on some sort of we would need to change the whole aiming system for that, so that you moved to circle and you just moved a thing and out into the right and shit like that, and you would use your controller stick. Otherwise, it would use keyboard, or we could just use it both ways, and it would just work. probably what we have to do. It'd actually be easier than... Yeah, it would be easier than doing a very precise controller input where you're like, I think that's at the right angle with your thumb, versus like seeing a thing. Could work. Have to be kind of finicky though. Good enough for now. I just really don't like the idea of having like a whole complicated aiming system. I don't like them. I mean, pretty much the way to solve it is the Yoshi's Island aiming system. That's really the only thing. Like where you hold the thing out there and your character does all that shit, and you can adjust the reticle and it changes colors and all this shit, and it's a real complicated piece of mess. So if we're gonna do aiming, we just have to use that system. That's it. That system works. And it works on a 4-button controller pad, and that would work for movement keys and for axis stuff, so that's what we have to do. Yeah, if you haven't played Yoshi's Island, you should just watch a quick video of them throwing eggs at shit. The only difference is we wouldn't use the amount of time that you hold the throw button down to determine the magnitude of the throw. Anyway, I think that's pretty much all I'm going to do for today. That's, let's see. Let me see, can I fix anything else? It was Team 2-5 has a bad tier condition. Alright, so Team 2-5 result tiers preclude winning. Yeah, so this has got a loss condition of any scores, so we want this to be based off of something like player touches or something, right? So I'm going to do ball touches for all these guys. So how many minutes is this? 2 minutes. A bot. Let's just do something like 20, yeah, maybe like 15, 20, 25, etc. And if 2-5 is screwed up, probably solo 2-5 is screwed up too. No, it's on player touches. Greater than or equal to 100? Yeah, you're not going to be able to do that. So let's make these all ball touches. Alright, any other small things? So 2-5 is good. Don't go to the multiplayer screen from login. Alright, let me fix that as well. So it's in the online main screen, I believe. Yeah, so let's just toggle this off in the global scripts. Alright, so after we log in, we will not go to the multiplayer screen. Let's make sure that happens. There we are. Any other small things? Player nameplate needs to be removed when in missions. Yeah, we can go ahead and do that. So let's go to our where is the damn nameplate? It's part of an effect, isn't it? Is it actually like nameplate? Alright, let's see if this hides the nameplate for us. So single player, let's go to training. One of the other things that might be an issue with the nameplate is that we may need a nameplate or at least an indicator on the player so people don't lose themselves. We'll see though. Alright, I hit the stop button. What the fuck? Alright, there we go. Oh, we probably already do our stealth stuff, right? Let's see how this works. Just a simple hide. Alright, no nameplate. Easiest tutorial mission ever. It's not even a new record. It's not even a new record. I'm better without the auto aim. Alright, tab menu for missions is busted. Oh, there. I think that's everything I'm going to do. So that was the aim assist ability, version 1. So, very cool. So, that's been like almost 9 hours of working. Yeah, 8:54. So, I think that's plenty of work for today. So, let's get this all in here. Alright, so, fixing up goals to have a goal center object, an aim center object. Added rough pass on the auto aim assist ability. Fixed 2 mission ranks. And UI doesn't advance to multiplayer menu. No nameplate in missions. Let's double check that the nameplate actually shows up in multiplayer game to make sure I didn't screw that up while I was changing it. Yeah, disabled nameplate in missions. Yeah, cool. Wait, there's no nameplate anywhere. Yeah, but I fixed the bug that in missions they're not supposed to have a nameplate. Yeah, the Maelstrom guys moved. They normally have a... It's the 26th, so what do we have? They've got... Usually they have a meeting Saturday at 9 in the morning. It's pretty funny because I'm just never fucking awake for that. So I think I've only gone to 1. And it looks like his nameplate's there. Very cool. So he didn't break it. Good. so that's going up. But they changed it to now like Monday at 9 in the morning, and it's just like, what the fuck is with you guys and waking up at 9 in the morning? Like, the first thing was Saturday at 9 in the morning is just an idiotic time for a fucking meeting. Like, all right, guys, nobody's gonna go stay up late on a Friday, right? Nobody ever does that. Let's have the earliest morning fucking meeting ever, always on a Saturday, because Fridays are for staying in and doing jack shit, and Saturday morning is when you wake up and do things. Be like, no, what are we 10? Saturday morning is for fucking sleeping. Is not for anything else. Why do you think they have Saturday morning cartoons for kids? Keep those little bastards occupied and shut the hell up in front of the television while mom sleeps. Or dad sleeps, or everybody fucking sleeps. It's still their Friday, yeah.